Hello everybody, welcome back to Sunday Community Skirmish number 51. We have Cake vs. Storm Ryders coming up right now on Canyon Ambush. We haven't seen a whole lot of the Cake recently, but they're making a comeback.
No, certainly not. They used to be. I feel like a lot of the Cake members aren't as, especially the competitive ones, aren't as active anymore. We do see a lot of the longtime members playing for other teams, but it has been at least a few weeks since we've seen a full Cake crew.
Well, let's take a look at their ships. First up, from Cake, flying under the red banner, we have the Whale on the Loose, a junker, being piloted by Dementio. Portside, Hades and Mine Launcher, with an Artemis on the front. Starboard side, Gatling and Artemis. We're also looking at another junker, the Waywarka Wonky. I think that's how you pronounce that.
Junker number 2.
being piloted by Finks. Portside, Hades, Artemis with another Artemis on the front for a long-range trifecta. Gat mortar on the starboard side, so a little bit more normal on this ship.
And on blue team for Cake, we have 9-inch Nail, piloted by Tiberius III. It is a heavy flak spiral with a front-facing Merc. Left side Artemis, right side Banshee. Very long-range spire
Very classic.
build. And their ally, the VSS Cheesecake, piloted by James T. Kirk. It has a left side Hades, Minotaur Lumberjack, another Minotaur here. Right side Heavy Carronade Hwacha, and a rear Flamethrower.
Yep. I am so interested to see this spire again. We are seeing some crazy stuff right now in the Storm Riders. A Minotaur on the port side of a galleon, and a long-range spire. Not something that we've seen in a while. We usually see like Hwacha spires now, or flak with Lochnagar in it.
I feel like we normally don't see spires.
We just don't see spires at all. Yeah.
But this is a weird map to bring on Canyon. This kind of extreme long range with the Merc. This map has a lot of clouds. It can be difficult to kind of track targets. There's a lot of hard terrain as well. You actually see Wojny is going to take use of that. He's going to take a few Merc shots and then back behind. Unless I guess he actually got a little too close, bumped it a bit. But he will be able to retreat to relative safety. It's going to be tough on Canyon Ambush to get nice sustained sniper fire. Like anytime they take a lot of damage, you're going to be able to retreat behind cover. The Whale on the Loose has a good angle on the 9-inch Nail, forcing them to actually go into the canyons, which, again, with those long-range weapons, that's not where they want to be.
No, not at all. Oh, man. Waywarka Wonky in a lot of trouble right now. 9-inch Nail coming around one side, Cheesecake coming in on the other. This is a huge flank. Hwacha disables everything but 2 of the engines. And now the Spire's going to have its way with it, I think. Balloon doing okay. They're dropping quick, but there's no way for it to fight back. It is entirely dependent now on the Whale on the Loose getting it out of this predicament. Hwacha comes out, not nearly as accurate. This is going to give the junker a little bit of time, I think.
The Whale on Loose during all of this is whaling on the 9-inch Nail. We've got that long-range Hades fire coming in. You were talking the weird build the Whale on the Loose is bringing, the Hades Mine Launcher Artemis. I'm not quite sure. I guess they want the versatility of having mines at close range, but it's hurting their firepower. Not able to secure the kill on 9-inch Nail, but it looks like their ally might be able to finish the job here. 9-inch Nail barely able to get their whole armor up before their ship perishes.
Yep, 9-inch Nail, their armor's back up. They really need to land these Merc shots better. But still, the armor's not looking good on the Waywarka. I don't even know how to say that. Junker's going to back up anyway. And now 9-inch Nail gonna have to turn around and try to stop the Whale on the Loose, which is coming in with a Gat mortar.
No, Gat double Artemis. Actually.
Right. Gat double Artemis.
I guess their idea is, they get into a close range situation like this, they can use those Artemis to keep the galleon's guns suppressed. But you see, they really didn't do it. Like, they got a bad ram from the Cheesecake.
Gorgeous tar on the 9-inch Nail. Gonna disable everything and make it super easy for the Waywarka Wonky to pick up the kill. Now the Whale on the Loose has got to get out of its own tar though. Make sure it doesn't back up into it. They lost their engines, but now they're back up, and they're gonna get brawling.
They got the whale on the loose. They got like almost a perfect flank on the galleon, but like they're just doing. It's working okay now that both the red ships are here whaling on this galleon, but when they were they got that nice flank, they only did about 30% damage. Just the Artemis, nice for taking down guns, doesn't have the sheer damage output that even a single mortar does. So taking them a little longer to kill that galleon, and actually maybe working in their favor here. The 9-inch nail takes a close spawn right as their ally goes down, so now they're left all on their own, and these junkers might be able to get some nice long-range fire here before the Spire can find cover.
Maybe. The Spire is deceptively fast, and it's going to have pretty good shots on the whale on the loose. If that armor on the whale goes down, that's not going to be good.
Going in reverse, though. That's
not that fast. It has a buffed main engine, but the whale on the loose should be able to close distance. Gatling going nicely into the armor despite the balloon being a nice big target. The way Worka also firing on him. The Cheesecake may be too far away to make anything happen. 9-inch nail dropping down, trying to get out of arc of the whale on the loose.
We'll have to see if these
they're right there,
shots hit. I mean, they really need to sink the... Well, I don't even know. If they sink the whale on the loose is just going to drop onto the 9-inch nail. I almost feel like it's kind of up to the Spire to stay alive here, and if Cheesecake just deals with the Wajni, maybe they can... Blue team can trade kills rather than just sacrificing the Spire on its own.
Yeah, maybe. Way Worka dropping down. The 9-inch nail is below the clouds, but if it can rise up, it's going to be able to hide itself. If they can just lose the spot, they'll be in a much better position. There are no flares on the side of Cake, so there's no way for them to see through the clouds. They're backing up to the Cheesecake, which is beginning to fire on the way Worka. They choose a different target, whale on the loose, which is much closer.
We're starting to see a few mines coming out. Although it looks like they're going to switch to their non-mine side before they come out. They're going to have to be careful not to... They have one on either side. They're going to have to be careful not to hit, but...
Chem spray cycles were not good on the whale on the loose, and now it's burning. Its guns are out of arc. The Minotaur making this really difficult for them. The way Worka is able to land shots while they're trying to. 9-inch nail not making it easy. They're moving around as much as possible. It's going to reduce their own accuracy. But that does mean that Junker's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Cheesecake right now showing heavy dominance over the whale, throwing them around with that Minotaur, making sure that the mine launcher side is facing them, because that mine launcher has not landed a single mine yet.
Although I feel like Dementia doing a good job kind of flipping the side, taking the Minotaur momentum, using it to their advantage now, actually getting some nice Hades hits. And even if the mines are not hitting, it's limiting the movement of the blue team. It's kind of locking their ships in place so they're not able to as effectively dodge the Hades from these red junkers.
Oh no, armor down on the 9-inch nail. Comes back up just in time. But this junker has an amazing shot.
Alive?
I don't know. It's being held together with bits of gum. There we go. Finally goes down. Cheesecake now in a fair bit of trouble. It's locked in with these mines. Look at this positioning. They're all around. The only place this galleon has to go is down. And it's going down. We work a Wonky, not quite able to get shots in. It's taking its time. There we go. Artemis coming in. Well, on the loose now. Dropping down. Gatling. Gonna have an easy shot into the hull. Oh, I say that, and then they get hit by the Minotaur.
Cheesecake is staying and fighting here, but I feel like they should really use this opportunity to try to extricate themselves from this mine cage. They do have... The rear is open, so if they reverse out, they'll get kind of a nice clear open area, but instead they're staying and fighting, trying to keep that oh, whale on the loose, actually. Taking... Oh, I think a heavy flak hit from the 9-inch nail, which is respawned, actually taking them down.
You're right! Wow, that was way too fast. And now 9-inch nail gonna come in right from the side to support its ally. Galleons take forever to take down. Oh, but it is gonna go down. The war squirrel, I'm being told in chat. Able to bring it down at long last. But now the 9-inch nail has a great arc on this junker. It's 4-1. It's going to take some serious finagling for the Storm Ryders to come back.
You mean for Cake to come back?
No,
Ryders are red.
What? No? Oh, you're right. I thought cake was red for some reason. There's the cheesecake.
Note how the galleon's called the cheesecake.
Yeah.
So the Wojni, they've found a little nice safe place for them in Blue's spawn. They're going to have to wait for their ally to rejoin them.
Yeah.
Which will be a little bit here. The Junker, not the fastest ship in the game. So, and it'll be interesting to see what angle the Whale on the Loose comes in on, if they're going to try to find kind of a sneaky passage around Blue Team without alerting them so Red can regroup, or if they're maybe going to try to go for like a two-sided pincer attack with Wojni popping out from his hidey hole as the Whale comes back in, hitting them from both sides. That's a possibility.
It's possible. Here we go. That Junker's finally come back in. It's taken a while though. Whale on the Loose now has arcs, and the War Squirrel making itself visible once again to take shots on the 9-inch nail, but it's pretty far away. It's struggling to land those shots, especially since it's moving a fair bit.
I wonder why Blue's sinking down here. If they're typically in these longer range fights, you want the altitude advantage because the weapon, the Artemis in particular, does not do a good job shooting up, and also the Mercury on the 9-inch shell does not have good arcs, so you want to stay relatively level to the target, and the bullets have a little bit of a drop. So the 9-inch nail, they want the height advantage because they're not going to be able to shoot up very well with that Mercury or with their Artemis.
Cheesecake and War Squirrel squaring off right now. Neither of them really able to take the advantage. The Junker's too nimble and the Galleon is too beefy. In the meantime, the 9-inch nail getting the worst end of the Whale.
Wojni's actually getting some sustained lumberjack fire on, or sorry, the Cheesecake managing to get some sustained lumberjack fire on the Wojni, keeping them balloon locked for a little bit. Wojni able to find a moment's reprieve behind this oil derrick. But yeah, Lumberjack actually, I feel like Lumberjack is very strong in these sort of Junker matchups. That's really one of the few tools the Galleon has against the long-range disable of this kind of standard split Junker build. Because the Junker has a very large, very vulnerable balloon.
Oh man, Flak comes in and it lands!
Boom.
Goodness gracious. The balloon was down and the armor was down. Is the combined... I think
Heavy Flak is a hype weapon, man.
it kind of is. Both kills right now for Cake are from that Heavy Flak. The first one was just really fast. It was surprising. Second one was because we had combined fire the Cheesecake right now. The 9-inch nail doesn't have any way to deal with balloon. That was all the Cheesecake, I think, and the Lumberjack. So the balloon was down, armor went down at the same time thanks to that Mercury. And then the Flak came in. That kill only happened because the Cheesecake and the 9-inch nail were able to coordinate their fire. Right now, the Spire is incredibly low on permahull. These two ships have got to work together perfectly to bring this back. It's 4-2, and this Spire is going to get focused immediately.
Yeah, and then the red team's been now put in the same situation they were just in, with one of the red Junkers kind of left alone in blue spawn, and it looks like they're actually going to go for a different tactic this time. We did see them go for that pincer in the last fight. Now Whale on the Loose is running towards the canyons. They want to advance together, maybe put in a nice combined sniper curtain, perhaps take out that damaged Spire. They only need 1 point to win.
Yeah, they just need a little bit, and I think the Whale on the Loose is the one to do it. Or excuse me, they have the mine launcher. I'm thinking of the War Squirrel. It's just going to take a little bit. If the Hades goes into the hull, it's not hard to hit the hull of a Spire with a Hades, because the Hades, it's the only real issue with it is trying to hit the shots vertically, trying to get the right angle on it. But the Spire is such a tall hull that the Hades has no problem hitting it.
Man, imagine if... So, it's... Anytime one of these ships brings a Minotaur, just imagine if that was any other gun. Like, if that was the Heavy Flak, the Galleon probably would have gotten some kills on their own at this point. Or if that was a Hwacha, they'd be doing a much better job in 1v1 fights. Like, as it is, they're kind of relying on the Spire to deal the killing blow with their own Heavy Flak, and the Spire's relying on the Cheesecake for some nice whole armor assist.
Yeah, I think that it's just too much dependency on one another. I agree. Cheesecake now, opening up on the whale. The whale is close distance, but now these two ships are turning hard, trying to get gun arcs going, but the 9-inch nail is taking Gatling fire. Armor drops, and the Artemis are going to be able to do it.
Yeah, Cheesecake, trying to get close range arcs, they sort of dove down for some reason, and it actually kind of left their Spire on their own much higher up. And yeah, that's going to be the 5th kill for the Ryders, and they'll move on to face Sword in winter, or yes, to face Sword in winner's final.